Hey everybody, what is up, Facebook fans and friends? Sean Hatzel here, stubborn fat expert and owner of Get Lean in 12. And in today's short video, I want to share a sequence I call the stubborn fat sequence that I use on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And this is especially effective for people who are over 35 years old or have stubborn fat to lose. So in other words, if you've gotten great results and lost your first 15, 20, maybe even 30 pounds of fat, but you had that last 10 or 15 pounds that just can't seem to get rid of, the reason why is because your body looks at fat like your retirement plan. It wants to hold on to it as long as it can and keep as much as it can on the body. So as you lose weight, it becomes harder and you have to get more strategic and use a scientific strategy. So on day 2 here of my 30-day challenge, I just wanted to share the stubborn fat sequence. I only recommend that you do this a couple times of the week because otherwise you'll get adrenal fatigue. So there's 3 steps to this stubborn fat sequence, and I just finished doing it at the gym. I'm sitting here in the parking lot. The first step is to stabilize insulin. When you stabilize insulin, it puts the body in a fat-burning environment. So if you enter a workout with insulin elevated, it can be very anabolic for muscle building, but it makes it nearly impossible for the body to use fat as a fuel source. So there's 2 solutions to this. Number 1 is doing what I'm doing. I haven't eaten since 8 p.m. last night. So my body is in a fasted state. So insulin is very stable, and that means that my body's in a perfect fat-burning environment to engage in the stubborn fat sequence. The other thing you can do is if you have to have breakfast and you're a breakfast eater, I personally like to use intermittent fasting, and I'll talk more about that here in a second. But if you are a breakfast eater, I'd wait a couple hours after breakfast to exercise if you could. Now, if you can't, I would recommend a 5-minute walk to make sure you can stabilize insulin a little bit more before you move or exercise. So that's step 1. Step 2 is metabolic bursting intervals. And today on the step mill, and you could do this outside on any cardio machine that you wanted. You could even use body weight exercises. You just have to pace yourself accordingly. I used the step mill today, and I did a 30-second high intensity burst with a 30-second recovery period. That equals 1 minute, and I did that 10 times for a total of 10 minutes. Now, because during that 30-second burst, I pushed the step mill, I used the manual setting on the cardio machine. I think that's very important because then you're in control of the intensity. The machine isn't controlling you, you are controlling it. So use the manual setting, go as hard as you possibly can for 30 seconds, then recover for 30 seconds at a very slow pace. And again, you could do this on any cardio machine or even using body weight movements. After those 10 intervals, what ends up happening is those high intensity intervals kick up the body's sympathetic nervous system and force the adrenal glands to release adrenaline. And adrenaline converts into the hormones that are responsible for releasing triglycerol from your fat cells into the bloodstream to be burned off. That's where the triglycerol is split into 3 fatty acids and 1 glycerol molecule. Those fatty acids then are floating around in the bloodstream liberally. Now, this is very important because we have to burn those off. So step 3 is to do a 15 to 30 minute cardio session, just a steady state cardio session to burn off those free fatty acids that are floating around from the adrenaline release that you just got from the high intensity 30-second metabolic burst. Now, if you don't engage in this steady state cardio, it's okay, but research shows that as you get leaner and as you get over age 35, the hormonal condition is a little bit different. The body will restore those fatty acids into other areas of your body in adipose tissue. In other words, it'll restore stubborn fat cells. So doing the 15 to 30 minutes of cardio is your insurance policy to make sure this doesn't happen. This is something that we call fat defense. Now, if you want to learn more about this in detail, what I'll do is when I get back in front of my computer, above in the description, I'll post a link to my free report that goes into great scientific detail about how this works. It's all part of my Over 40 Absolution system. So I'll give you a free PDF download you can check out to learn more about this. So this is something I only do on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I like to do weights on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And I like to do steady state cardio on the weekends to work the aerobic system. So there's one more tip I want to give you before I sign off. And that is like, I recommend, you don't have to do this, there's many ways to skin the cat. The best exercise and diet plan you can do is one you can adhere to. But the reason I like doing Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays weights, and Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays cardio or high intensity metabolic bursting workouts is because research shows that when you alternate weight training days with cardio days, you lose more fat and you gain more muscle. Now, this doesn't mean you can't get great results using other methods. I have other methods that I sell inside my other programs that work fantastic as well. But this is just something that I wanted to recommend. Again, all this is just advice on my 20 years experiences being in this industry and working with people who have declining hormones. So you have to find out what works best for you. And I thank you for taking time out of your busy day to check this out. Again, I'll put the link to the free report so you can click or tap that. If you got something out of this, give me some likes, give me some loves, throw me some comments, and then share this with somebody that you know could benefit from this. And then I'll be back later today after I break my 16-hour fast with the rest of my meals throughout the day. And then again, Karen and I will post our food log at the end of the night tonight. Day 2 of our 30-day challenge on our Get Lean in 12 fan page. Go check it out. Have an amazing day and keep going strong.